As I have disclosed previously, I'm a fan of Dancing with the Stars. I'm always amazed at the mix of folks they get to compete. Now, I tend to root for the real actors or athletes rather than the slew of reality show stars. So I was glad to see Academy Award-winning nominated actor Eric Roberts advance last night. But in addition to his Dancing with the Stars prowess, Eric Roberts has a new book out. It's called Runaway Train, or The Story of My Life So Far. And Eric Roberts joins us now. Great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, I'm going to get to your book in a minute, but you know, on this show, I cover a lot of law and crime stuff, and we've covered the fact that Anna Delvey, only known for being a con artist and a fraud, was competing literally wearing an ankle monitor bracelet. What did you think of that?
I don't really have an opinion. I think it's far out. I knew nothing about her up till I got on this show, and then I was told, she's a criminal. I don't know anything. I don't know. So I just went, okay, I know nothing. She seems real sweet backstage. I know nothing.
She was eliminated from the show last night. This is her post-game interview. This is what she said.
What are you going to take away from this competition?
Nothing.
There you have it.
All right. Had you not heard that?
That's kind of rough.
Right?
No, I didn't. Because they ascend on all of us at the very end there. So unless we can hear people, we don't know what's going on.
All right. All right, let's talk about your book. You were an Academy Award nominated actor while you were still in your 20s. In your book, you talk about spiraling with addiction, coming as close to death as you really can come. Tell us about what happened.
Well, that's kind of a huge question. You know, where do you want me to start?
Well, I believe you were in a car accident. You were in I'll summarize the beginning, and then you can talk to us. So you were in a car accident. I think it left you in a 3-day coma. And at what point did you realize, like, okay, my life's on the line here?
When I came out of the coma, I realized I was injured. And I barely remembered my Jeep hitting a tree. And I buzzed the buzzer, and in walks a wonderful nurse, you know, named Mary, who's very good to me, who I bonded with. And she said to me, "Oh, you're awake." I said, "Yeah, what the hell happened to me?" And she said, "Honey, you tried to climb a tree in a CJ5. And so we bonded over that. So 1 month later, I got out of the hospital, and I had no short-term memory, and I thought I would never be able to act again. So I started all these exercises on my memory, and worked very hard for about 3 months. And then I got an audition with Bob Fosse for Star 80, and I went, and I got 5 more auditions. I went to every one of them. And then he finally asked me if I wanted to be in his movie, and I said, sure, of course. He was one of my 2 dreams come true. He and the guy who did New Coming Home. I'm blanking on his name right now. But yeah. What else do you want to know?
Well,
I'm sorry. I don't know
that's
where to
okay.
go.
Look, this is a very casual conversation, so we don't have to, we don't have to be formal. But I did read the book, so I did have specific questions.
Thank you.
I've got it right here. And by the way, I love the pictures in the middle of you back in the day with everybody. You write also about the rocky relationship with your sister, Julia Roberts. You apologize for certain things you said. And then at one point, you write in the book, Julia was good in Mystic Pizza, great in Pretty Woman, but not so much in Steel Magnolias. In my opinion, even though it brought Julia her first Academy Award nomination, I don't want to sound like an actor talking or a jealous sibling, but I don't think her performance held up in that movie. When I saw her in Steel Magnolias, I thought, okay, good. She's almost a good actor. Now, I got to ask you, when you're writing this kind of book, is writing a line like that about your sister Julia kind of an effort to make some headlines for the book?
No, not at all. It never occurred to me what would be done as a headline until after the book was written, and then the publisher and my wife, both showed me all the headlines that'll come out of it. But that never occurred to me. I don't write a book with that in mind, especially a personal book like this. And I also said great things about my sister because my sister's a great actor, and I just didn't like that movie. I thought it was a melodrama. I thought it was a soap opera, but that's an opinion. And like a nose, we all have one.
Yeah. Have you talked to her since the book came out?
No, I've been out of town, and I've been doing Dance with the Stars, and no, I have not spoken to her in a week.
But are you in regular contact with her? I mean, how do you think she's going to feel about reading the book?
You'll have to ask her, buddy.
Yeah.
If you want her opinion, ask her opinion.
You know what? That's a totally fair answer, by the way. I don't begrudge you at all for that answer. I think that is a totally fair answer. All right. So, final question: go ahead.
Also, what you have to understand is my sister and my daughter want to speak for themselves, so I would be trespassing.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.